Hi, welcome back to Conversations on a Bench. I'm Kim Cook, and I have been sitting here at the corner of South Main and First Avenue since noon yesterday. I'm kind of ready to go home, but it's going to be 2 more hours. And I'm actually feeling pretty good for that period of time, but I kind of lose it every now and then. So thankfully, the people I've been interviewing have kind of carried me. So anyway, we've just been having great conversations around the crisis that we have with homelessness, mental illness, and addiction. And we've just had some great thoughts on why we're here and what we need to do to fix it. And anyway, I would like to mention that we've had some great sponsors. Specifically, this hour is Spirit Transport. They were a matching donor or a matching challenge donor for $2,500. And what that means is that they're challenging you between 10 and 11 o'clock to donate and to match their generosity of 2,500. So you can give whatever you can, and we're hoping that over this hour that we'll raise enough to match that. So you can scan the QR code on the corner of the screen or go to our website. And you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Please follow us because it helps us when we start posting these videos. We're going to break them down into individuals and so on. And whenever we post them, you'll get an alert, and it helps us to build our audience. So please follow us. I would really just so appreciate that. So I am sitting here, one of my last few interviews of the day, and I saved the one of the best for last because this is Tyler. Tyler is a life coach here at Bread of Life Mission, and today's his last day. I'm so sad about that. I'm going to cry.
I might cry too. I'm really sad as well. Yeah.
Tyler is moving on. Do you want to explain kind of just...
Yeah. So
you're not leaving because you're tired of working here.
I'm not leaving because I'm tired of working here. I love working here. I'm moving to the Olympic Peninsula and a little bit more rural living. I have a wife and a son, and we're kind of ready to explore our new chapter of kind of living a little bit more rural life. So I definitely will be visiting the Bread of Life.
Yeah.
I love it here, and
your move has absolutely nothing to do with the cost of living in Seattle, right?
it has a little bit to do with the cost of living. Let me get started.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cost of rent, childcare, just about everything costs a lot of money here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well, we are so going to miss you.
I'm gonna miss you. Yeah.
You've been here for
About a year and a half.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
You were our first life coach when we added that position, and kind of just fleshed out what that looked like.
Yeah.
And you were left to your own devices a lot because we were in a growth mode. So, but you did a great job, Tyler.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
I would just love it if you would share. First of all, what do you do as a life coach?
Well, I do a lot. I mean, I teach. I do intakes. I help guys set goals. I talk to guys. I, hand out food at the door sometimes. I kind of do a little bit of everything. Usually I'm the first person the guys talk to. I explain the program to them. I kind of guide them through the Bread of Life and encourage them.
Mm-hmm.
I think mostly what I do, though, is provide someone that they can just talk to, someone that I think that a lot of these guys come in and they really don't have, a resource. They don't have a community. They don't have that safety net.
They don't have relationships.
They have no relation. A lot of them don't have relationships, or they have, severed relationships or broken relationships, and they really just want to talk. And so I talk with a lot of guys, and I help establish community for them.
Yeah.
I introduce them to other staff members. I introduce them to other guests, and I just, really want to make sure they feel at home here, and that they, that they know that we care about them. So, Yeah.
And you've done some cool stuff, like you've taken them on field trips,
Yeah, we've done
right?
field trips. We've gone hiking, frisbee golf, um, gone to movies. We've gone to baseball games, art
W-
galleries. Yeah, a lot of
Why
fun
is
stuff.
that important for people in recovery?
I think it's important just to feel normal, you know? Oftentimes people are like, oh, you work with like the homeless. And it's like, well, they're, these are just people. Everyone, likes to go out to eat, go out for a hike, enjoy nature, go to the gym, just do normal, quote unquote, normal things. And I think it's really important just to kind of, uh, feel normal,
Yeah.
heal. And
Yeah.
especially, going on a hike and just kind of, we're in Pioneer Square, and there's a lot of people using outside. There's criminal activity, where
Hmm.
constant noise, and sometimes you just need a break from that.
Yeah.
It's a really
Disconnect.
it's a really challenging place to
Hmm.
work on sobriety and work on mental health. And so
Hmm.
I think getting out into nature or uh, throwing a frisbee really helps guys get their
Yeah.
mind off of yeah
Yeah.
the challenges of urban living. I
And
mean, no, it helps for me too when I go camping. So
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's so important. The other thing is, I think, um, yeah, I've just lost what I thought, but no, um, if you're taking something away, you have to replace it with something.
totally.
And if these guys are going to stay clean and sober, we need to replace the drugs and alcohol with something. And I think they need to learn to have fun again, if they ever have. So I think just playing and
Totally. Couldn't. Yeah,
yeah,
I totally agree.
laughing.
Yeah, just laughing. I mean, that's part of what I do here is have fun with the guys.
Hmm.
Tell jokes, have conversations, talk about music, talk about shows. It's sometimes we're so people are just so focused on the recovery aspect, but part of recovery is having fun.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's remembering you're human again,
totally.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens here. Somewhere along the way, they come in and they're tired and they're stressed and anxious and fearful, and they get a little rest and they start to do some chores and go to classes and so on. And at first, I think most of them just do it because they have to. And then after a while, I think they learn to have hope
Hmm.
that we start out with. We have it for them,
Yes.
right? But somewhere along the way, they take it out of our hand and they have it for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting to
It's
see
so
that.
cool because
Yeah.
they often don't notice it until you point it out. But, oftentimes they'll come in and they're pretty, they might be defensive or kind of hiding their past or just kind of ashamed at the position they're in. And I mean, I get it. And then they blossom pretty quickly. And it's
Yeah.
really cool to watch them just flourish in a
Yeah.
healthy environment, surrounded by community
Yeah.
and people that care about them. And it's,
Hmm.
it's, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Um, what's your favorite thing about your job here?
Easily the people. I look forward to coming to work and talking with staff and our guests and just hearing
Hmm.
all of the stories. And it's just so cool to be in at a job where you can just share your life with other people. I'm kind of like an open book. Guys ask me questions of my past and, my family and my relationship with Jesus Christ. And I'm able to share that with them, and it's encouraged. And I encourage, guests to share their lives with me. And so I love just the openness of it here, and it
Hmm.
kind of creates like it's a family. We're a family, and so
Hmm.
I love working with all of our staff, and that's probably my favorite thing. I think just
Mm.
sharing life together. You
Yeah,
know,
that's great.
yeah.
Um, what do you have one or two quick stories that you can share without personal
Yeah.
details about just somebody that you're just so proud of, or just examples?
Yeah, I remember when I first started working here. I didn't know what I was doing. My background was I was teaching at a high school, and so I had some experience teaching, but not in any kind of life coach role or social services, and so it's really green.
Mm.
I had a passion for serving and a passion for Jesus Christ, and that really is what fueled me in those first few months. But I remember starting here and just kind of, it was like drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah.
It was a lot,
Yeah.
because it never stops. There's constantly people that need your help and want
Mm-hmm.
to talk to you. And so I remember that probably 3 months in, still very green, and a man who had been here before came in, and he goes, I I messed up. I was with family, and then things got bad with a partner, a girlfriend, and I started using again, and I was living in a tent, in the middle of nowhere, and just I was ready to, die. Had no hope. And I was looking through some pictures. He said that he was looking through some pictures on his phone, and he saw a picture of a group of guys here that he was involved with, and in the recovery group. And he's like, I'm going to take my last few dollars and go to Seattle and go back to the Bread of Life. And he was really, really nervous. He wasn't unsure if we would accept him. And I remember him walking up to the door, and you could tell he was nervous about even knocking on the door. He was
Wow.
he was just totally he was kind of felt some shame for what had happened. And I talked to him, and I got to hear his story. And I remember, he didn't have his phone was stolen. And I told him, I was like, well, let's go to Chief Seattle Club. It's a local resource for tribal members. And he says, I just don't know where that is. Like, can you help me? And I said, yeah, let's do that. I checked with my supervisor. She's like, yeah, go walk him over there. And so I walked him over there, and I got to hear his story. And we got him connected with some resources. He got health insurance. He needed he needed some high blood pressure medication and some insulin, and they were able to help him with that. And he was just like, thank you so much, because he had been like rationing candy bars and stealing candy. He was just
Oh.
trying to keep his blood sugar levels on point. And so that was the first time someone really just like thanked me profusely, and it really stuck. And eventually he started coming to. He was in our classes. He was in our recovery program. He was in our Bible studies, and he was participating. And he just he blossomed. I saw a guy that was just scared to kind of talk to anyone. Kind of like it was like a wounded animal. He was just scared to talk to anyone, and now he's talking to everyone, and he's guiding guys through the program.
Hmm.
He's got a job with the city of Seattle. He's kind of loving life. He's about ready for that next chapter of getting his own apartment, and it's just so cool to see that transformation. Someone just coming here, just totally kind of broken from the world, not feeling any hope, and then just to feel the love of this place, and totally just transformed, and it's awesome.
I'm so proud of our staff when I
Yeah.
hear that stuff. Yeah. Because it doesn't, I mean, you were a big part of that. You did a lot. But it really is so many touches, right?
It's so many touches. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everybody. It's our volunteers. It's operations staff. It's all of our teachers and case managers, our admin staff. It's
Mhm.
really everybody. Our guests too. Our guests play
Mhm.
such a huge role.
Yeah.
And
Your peers.
peers, yeah, in
Yeah.
the recovery process. And so it's
Mhm.
and they themselves, they have to want to do that. They have to
Yeah.
want to seek change, and they have to open up. And I think that's hard for a lot of guys
Mhm.
coming in here, is opening up and then trusting.
Yeah.
The trust part is huge,
Yeah, it is.
because I think we're kind of in a society where there's a lot of people that are hustling and scamming and taking advantage of others. And it's hard, especially in this environment, when you're living on the streets, or when you've been in
Mhm.
prison, or when you've been involved in criminal activity or gangs. And so it's hard for people to trust Yeah.
Yeah.
And so trying to
Yeah.
regain that trust and say, hey, we're trying to help you. We're here for you. That's kind of half the battle is
Mhm.
regaining that trust.
Yeah. That's great. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for all your time here.
Oh yeah,
and,
thank you
and
so much
we
for having me, for opening the
yeah,
door to this.
yeah.
It's something that I would love to continue. I think I've kind of found my calling is working with men and women and social services, and it's
Mhm.
something that I'm definitely going to explore in my future
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will miss you greatly, but I'm glad you're close enough that you can come visit.
I'll definitely be
Yeah,
visiting. Yeah.
yeah. So, well, I am going to. We have a sponsor, right? What challenge? What hour is this? Yes. Okay. Between now and 10:30, or it's 10:30 now. Between now and 11:30, our matching challenge sponsor is Craft Real Estate at the $1,000 level. Hmm? And Spirit, we're kind of doing them both. Okay, Spirit was 2,500. Craft Real Estate is 1,000. So in this hour, we're challenging our donors to give $3,500. So, if you could do all of that, that'd be awesome. But if you can't, $25, $50, it all helps. There's so much that goes on here, and every single dollar helps. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and I will be doing a wrap up pretty soon as well. So we'll be right back.